Would you like to stay at a resort in Mexico where authentic Mexican cuisine is the star of the show? Then look no further than Andaz Mayakoba in Riviera Maya. In this video, I'll cover the accommodations, the pools, the beach, the dining, the activities, the kids club, and of course, I'll cover the COVID safety protocols at the resort, so keep watching. Many thanks to Andaz Mayakoba for hosting us. Hey, welcome back to Top Flight Family. My name is Carmen and I can't wait to tell you all about our stay at Andaz Mayakoba. Okay, so we saw this TikTok and there's something really cool in this terminal, so we're gonna go check it out. What do you think it's gonna be?
Puppies.
Puppies?
Yes, just giving out free puppies to play with on the plane.
Alright, open this door. A lot of people don't realize this, but in Terminal 5 of JFK, right across from Gate 28, there's a nice little outdoor area where you can wait for your flight. This is actually the only outdoor space in a New York airport post-security.
Put hand sanitizer on, or else you'll get sick.
There's also a small indoor play area for kids right nearby, across from Gate 26. This is for young children.
I'm literally 8 years old.
Dude, we just put on hand sanitizer. Now you're touching everything. On our flight, we met Andy and Nadrika who watch our videos, so we wanted to give a shout out to them. It's always fun to run into viewers during our trips. Andaz Mayakoba is in Riviera Maya, so to get there we flew into Cancun, and from there it was about a 45-minute drive. Thank you. Ellen? If you're not familiar with Mayakoba, it's a private community set on 620 acres of lagoons, jungles, and beaches. Mayakoba is home to Andaz Mayakoba, as well as several other high-end resorts and some really gorgeous private luxury residences. We loved the modern, minimalist aesthetic of the property, as well as the huge, colorful murals you can find all over the resort. We stayed in a lagoon view suite on the second floor. This was a spacious one-bedroom suite with enormously high ceilings, big windows facing the lagoon, and lots of natural light pouring in. There was a plunge pool on the balcony and lots of seating. The bedroom had one king bed, and the living room had a day bed where Sean slept. They brought in a rollaway bed for Ella, and even with this in the living room, we had plenty of extra space. The suite featured lots of natural materials like wood, stone, and leather. And there were many pieces of Mexican folk art throughout that brought in bright pops of color. The bathroom had double sinks and a huge frosted window, which made the shower feel almost like an outdoor shower because of all the natural light it let in. And there was also a separate powder room. One thing we realized very quickly is that this resort is really spread out and not that walkable. For that reason, Andaz Mayakoba offers free bicycles for guests to use. The policy is that you can pick up or drop off bikes wherever they are available. If your kids are too small for the adult bikes, you can contact the kids club to borrow kid-sized bikes. But those are pretty limited in number, so they may not have any available. If you have toddlers or preschoolers, you can also rent bike trailers from the kids club. For families with smaller kids or for people who are bicyclically challenged, hello, that's me, it's probably easiest to just get around by golf cart. You can either call for a golf cart or just flag one down as they pass by. By the way, if you're new to this channel, we're the Sognonvi family from New York City. There's me, Carmen, my husband Serge, and our daughters Sean and Ella. We work full-time as travel creators, and we're all about inspiring families to explore the world together in comfort and style. We share tips on how you can save time, reduce hassle, and maximize comfort when you travel with kids. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Our family has set a goal of visiting 21 resorts in 2021, and Andaz Mayakoba is the 13th one we've visited so far. Why resorts? Well, we actually have a whole video that explains that, which I'll link below. I'll also link to our 21 resorts in 2021 playlist so you can check out all the other properties we'll be visiting. Whenever we talk about beaches, we get a lot of questions about the seaweed. Now granted, the sargassum seaweed situation in some parts of Mexico was pretty bad this summer. At Andaz Mayakoba, there was some seaweed, which was to be expected, but the staff really did a great job of cleaning it up and maintaining it. So overall, it wasn't bad at all. Andaz Mayakoba has two main pools. The Lagoon pool is really modern with colorful umbrellas and lounge chairs. If you'd like a pool cabana, this is the pool where you'll find those. We actually spent most of our time at the beach pool. I especially loved the loungers here, which were more like mattresses or day beds.
Alright, my turn. My turn. What? Come on, mommy, put your feet on my hands.
I don't know why Serge doesn't want to let me have my turn.
Give me the baby camera.
One activity I highly recommend at Andaz Mayakoba is the Eco Cruise. It's complimentary and it's offered twice a day, once at 11 a.m. and once at 3 p.m. You can also arrange for a completely private tour if you prefer. The boat ride is about 30 minutes long and it's a great way to explore the lagoons of Mayakoba. We saw lots of wildlife, especially turtles and birds. But we also saw these creatures that looked like a cross between a raccoon and a monkey. A family of them was just casually crossing the golf course. If you know what these are called, drop a comment below. When we travel, we often have to rely on public Wi-Fi, but anytime you connect to an unencrypted public Wi-Fi network, there's a risk that hackers can get to your passwords, financial details, or even your emails. One thing that brings me peace of mind is knowing that my family's devices are protected by EXPRESSVPN. With a single subscription, you can connect up to 5 devices at the same time, which makes it perfect for families. EXPRESSVPN encrypts your internet connection using the highest standards of encryption currently available. It would take a hacker with a supercomputer billions of years to crack. We've been using EXPRESSVPN for years now, and I always recommend it to everyone. Go to expressvpn.com/topflightfamily and find out how you can get 3 months free. The kids club at Andaz Mayakoba is called Kimbo. It has table tennis, foosball, a few screens for playing video games, and an arts and crafts area. There's also a separate room for toddlers so that they can have their own area away from the bigger kids. And here's a quick look at the gym. It's split into 2 rooms with cardio machines on one side and weight machines on the other side. Okay, let's talk about the dining at Andaz Mayakoba, because in my opinion, this is the reason to stay here. This resort had some of the best food we've had all year. And we've had a lot of great food this year already, so that's saying a lot. One thing I love about this property is that unlike other resorts, Mexican cuisine isn't just one of many cuisine options on offer. At Andaz Mayakoba, Mexican cuisine is the star of the show. And when you're traveling to Mexico, that only feels appropriate. Cocina Milagro was one of our favorite restaurants. It serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the breakfast buffet is definitely the reason to stop by. There's a section with fruit and cold cuts, a section with hot dishes, and outdoors there's a quesadilla stand where you can customize your own quesadilla or pick up some tamales. I'm a sucker for cactus, so the nopales quesadillas were my favorite. Tinta del Pulpo is the other all-day restaurant here. Breakfast here is only a la carte. Our favorite breakfast dish was the grilled salmon with steamed rice, spinach, sesame sauce, and vegetables. It's definitely not your traditional Western breakfast dish, but it was absolutely delicious. We also had dinner here one night. We particularly enjoyed the fish tostada and the tempura fish taco. If you're vegan, you'll be happy to know that there's a whole vegan restaurant here called VB. They serve fresh pressed juices and smoothies, and everything from salads to wraps to grain bowls. Sotavento is a restaurant on the beach with an open-air grill. If you love having dinner with sand between your toes, this is definitely the place to go. You can't go wrong with any of the grilled fish, but make sure you also don't miss out on their frozen desserts. I particularly love the affogato, which was vanilla ice cream served with a mocha biscuit, espresso cream, chocolate sauce, and cacao nibs. But our favorite meal from the whole trip, and that's saying a lot because just about all the food here was amazing, was at Casa Amate. This cozy restaurant is designed to look as if you're walking into the home of a sophisticated world traveler. The bar looks like an old-school drawing room with leather club chairs, and one of the dining rooms is even decorated like an old library. Kids are allowed here, but it definitely feels like more of a date night restaurant. So if you were looking for a night out without the kids, this would be the place to go. Now, anytime there's octopus on the menu, I'm gonna order it. This marinated octopus with fried corn, roasted peanuts, and glazed yellow sweet potato was so good. For entrees, Serge and I each had one of the 2 fish dishes. I had the smoked totoaba fish with plantains, peppers, prunes, and coconut broth, while Serge had the red snapper wrapped in banana leaf with roasted peppers, red onion, tomato, and garlic oil. Both were amazing. Now, one thing you should know is that Andaz Mayakoba is not an all-inclusive resort. However, you do have the option to purchase what is essentially an all-inclusive option. This is called the Open Kitchen Package. It's about $125 per day per adult. I'm not sure about the cost for kids, unfortunately. There are a couple things you should know before you decide if you'll go for this option. First, with this package, you're still presented with the bill for the full amount at the end of every meal because you're expected to tip on the full amount. There's already a 10% service charge added to your bill, but servers will expect a tip of anywhere from 18 to 22% on top of that. This policy is obviously different from most all-inclusive resorts, where tipping is usually encouraged but not expected. On the menu of each restaurant, there are certain dishes like lobster or certain cuts of steak that require a surcharge. These are clearly marked on the menu, and it's very obvious how much extra you can expect to pay if you order those, so that's all fine. When it comes to drinks, however, it's not as clear, unfortunately. So I would recommend at every meal, making it clear to the server as soon as you're seated that you have the Open Kitchen package, and double checking with them that whichever drink you're ordering is going to be included in that package. Unfortunately, we ran into a few situations where drinks that we expected to be included were not, and I read a few online reviews from other guests who experienced the same thing. So I'd recommend being crystal clear just to avoid any potential misunderstandings. In general, the Open Kitchen package is probably only worthwhile if you plan on drinking a lot or if you're a big eater. Otherwise, you're better off just ordering a la carte. If you'd like to estimate food costs before you go, all the restaurant menus are available on the resort's website. Pricing for this resort can vary a lot depending on what type of accommodations you're booking, how many people there are in your party, and what time of year you're going. So I always recommend that you start your planning process by going directly to the resort's website and plugging in some dates to see what the price ranges are looking like. You can either book directly with the property, or if there's a travel advisor or travel agent you already work with, they can help too. Okay, let's talk about COVID safety at Andaz Mayakoba. The breakfast buffet is not self-serve. Instead, you'll indicate what you'd like and the staff will serve it to you from behind plexiglass shields. The resort provides sanitation kits in each room with antibacterial wipes and masks. All staff members are masked at all times. Masks are required in indoor areas, but I would say that the place where this was the most enforced was at the breakfast buffet, which is understandable. The resort offers on-site COVID tests on a walk-in basis every morning from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. As of August 1st, rapid antigen tests are $15 per person, and the PCR test is $80 per person. For both, you'll get your results by email in about 12 hours. Okay, that was resort number 13 of the 21 resorts we're visiting in 2021. If you'd like to check out resort number 14, just click that video right there. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications. And follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Top Flight Family. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.